And I don't really know what to say. That was just a tremendous background. I'm not sure it's all true, but hopefully most of it was. And I think Tamir and I have a mutual admiration society. We each think a lot of each other. Tamir has been one of my good friends at Georgia State since I've arrived. And he's one of the most understated professors we have at Georgia State. Never seeks out the limelight, but he's always there to do whatever it takes for his students, for the faculty, and really for his baby that he brought to Georgia State, the cyber that he talked about. And I think we have to let him know, Rich, that he's not going anywhere until he gets the next cyber renewal. So I think, there's no talk of retirement at this stage. So at some point, he'll decide it's time to do other things, but I hope not for a number of years. And I really don't have a planned speech for tonight. I want to say a few thank yous to two really special people, but before I do that, I want to congratulate all the other recipients, the other award winners. What a group of distinguished alumni we have. I think we should have a round of applause for the whole group. The first person I'd like to single out is none other than our Dean, Dean Rich Phillips. Dean came in a tough situation about 3 years ago. And we had been led in one direction with the former dean. And I'll tell you what, Rich jumped right in with both hands, both feet, started making changes, focused on the university. First thing he did was put in a Vision 2020 strategy with some review from the advisory board, I think, to help give him some feedback. Hired some great new faculty, and has really raised the bar in the last 3 years. And I'm very proud of what Robinson College of Business has had in the past, and really where it stands now, the accolades that we continue to get, that we share at each of the advisory board meetings. And it's really just a tremendous accomplishment. He has raised the bar so high now, I'm just wondering where we're going to go in the rankings in the next couple of years, because Rich has really done a great job. So thank you, Rich, for everything you've done. The next person I'd like to recognize is somebody who is near and dear to me. He's become a very good personal friend, and also a friend to many of you out there. And if it wasn't for her, I really wouldn't be here today, and she reminded me of that again today. And but some of you know my career took me across many continents, and one of the ones I loved the most was living in London for about 6 years. And when I came back to Atlanta, my home of some 35 years, in 2007, it was this one woman who reached out to me and said, I need to help you get reintroduced back into the Atlanta community. And what better way to do it than your former university? So I thought, well, that's a great idea. And she said, let's start and get you on the advisory board. Then she got me introduced, as Tamir said, to the international chair in the cyber, and then lastly into the mentoring program, which I'll speak to in a minute. But I'd like to personally thank one of my very good and dear friends, and a friend to many of you, Monica Scarborough. Monica, stand up. Come on. And if you don't know her yet, she will find you. She is the heart and soul of the Robinson Business Development Program. And I know we're nearing the end of the campaign, so I think there's still some money to be collected before the end of the night. But listen, there was a couple of people mentioned already the mentoring program. Some of you may know about it. Some of you are probably already very familiar. But this is a program for honors students in the Robinson College of Business to be matched up with local business people to give them some real-world experience in what they're about to embark on as graduates of the business program. We handpick, Monica's very involved with this with a couple of her colleagues, and these students, many of them have not had the type of background that most of us have had. They've not had the exposure to business. Perhaps their parents weren't executives or in the business community. Many of them just didn't have that opportunity. A lot of them were in single-family homes. And so Monica and her associates carefully match up people to their interest in the business community and you're embarking on a journey working with those students. So let me just see a show of hands in the room today if you've ever been mentored by somebody in their business careers. Okay, now how many of you have been a mentor yourself? An almost equal number. So I think you can see, as a mentee, one of the things that you get out of that is knowing how valuable that lesson is that you receive. And it really doesn't matter at what stage in your career. I didn't have a university professor or somebody in my schooling or academic career, but my very first job at the ripe age of 21 years old when I moved to Atlanta, I had a mentor. And at that point, I knew how important it was. And in fact, one of my mentors in my business career is here tonight, Mr. Phil Mazzelli. Thank you. But anyway, I just want to encourage all of you to reach back out in your community. The mentoring program is a great one, and I hope you'll get involved with it. Thank you very much.